Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. I wanted to talk to you for a second about something that I got in my email literally this morning. I got an email from a young woman who said a lot of things that I've heard in many occasions before. She said I'm depressed. I hate my job because I hate the people I work with. And she said I have over $100,000 in student loans, and I could have gotten this job with a high school diploma. And the reason that her words kind of resonated with me is because I hear this all the time when I've done surveys amongst African Americans that are in the Black Wealth Boot Camp. I hear consistently that people have been victims of workplace discrimination, that they hate their jobs, that they're miserable. And what I basically told her was pretty simple. I said, sister, you have to start planning your exit strategy. Life is too short for you to spend that much time being miserable. It's too short. Because here's the thing: we're trained as children to invest our lives. The most precious thing you own is your life. We're trained as children to invest our lives grinding for a corporate machine that gives us nothing back except a little paycheck that we use to pay the bills. So literally, you're like a hamster in a wheel, where if you stop running on the wheel, then you're gonna fall in the lake, or you're gonna fall in a big big bowl of fire. So you keep running as fast as you can because you're scared of what's gonna happen, and so many people are just operating on fear, and I just think it's so unhealthy. Literally, when I mentioned what the young lady went through or what she was feeling, I put it on my Facebook page. I just talked about it a little bit. I didn't say her name, of course, and I started seeing this flood of comments from people, and I was just, I mean, flabbergasted. I saw one person, for example, who said that she spent over $200,000 going to law school and undergraduate, so she's got 200K in debt. She said the job that I have now does not require any of the credentials that I picked up in school, because a lot of people don't know that even the legal profession is really struggling right now. The jobs are just not what they used to be. And she said that I got a call from the student loan company telling me that I got to pay $3,000 a month on my student loans. And so we have to find a better way. That was the reason I created the Black Business School, which houses the Black Wealth Boot Camp. And what's so funny to me is I'll have people that'll say, "Oh, well, but $299, that's just so much money. I mean, Dr. Watkins, you should give everything away for free." And I just tell them, well, number one, I got to pay people. I can't do everything for free. We give away a lot of stuff for free. We can't give everything away for free. We have to run a profitable business. But then I said, number two, I said, aren't you the same person who just spent $80,000 getting an undergraduate degree that you're not even using right now? So you're wired and trained to go give all that money away to the white man to go to go to his school so that he can not give you a job, but yet you somehow think that the $299 that we're charging you is a ripoff. Do you understand? My PhD is just as valid as the PhDs that you learn from at a university. The only difference is that I know the theory and the application, and I know the blackness of your situation. The white folks that you're learning from in college and universities don't know what it's like to be black. Most of them don't. I don't know about you, but I went to school. I probably took. I easily took. Let me see. I probably took like 50 classes in undergraduate, maybe 60. Probably another 60 in grad school. So I probably took over 100 classes. And do you know that I never once had a black professor ever, ever? Never once did I know what it's like to have a professor who understands what it's like to be a black man in America. And so that was part of the reason I do the things that I do now. And it's unfortunate. It's difficult sometimes because you got black people that literally think that if you charge them a nickel, that you're trying to pull out a gun and put it to their head and take their money. I'm like, people like me are out here charging thousands of dollars for basic consultation. So, it baffles me. But here's the thing. I wouldn't have brought these things up. I wouldn't have introduced any of these ideas if they were not adding value to the people who join. And I just tell people flat out, like, look, if you don't believe me, go ask the people who've been through the program. If it made their lives better, go ask them. They'll tell you. Let them talk to you about it. I don't care who you talk to. And so my point here is in all of this, it's not really to just talk about the Black Wealth Boot Camp. I did kind of go into that as an explanation for why I'm really big in online learning, because We need to learn different skills. It does not mean that college can't be beneficial. It does not mean that college is not a place for learning and knowledge. What it means is that college is the most expensive option for learning and knowledge, but it's not the only option for learning and knowledge, and it certainly shouldn't be the only option you pursue if you decide to pursue it. What that means is, while you're in school, when you send your child to college, send them somewhere where they can learn how to start their own business, because they're going to need that when they get out here and they find this white man ain't really hiring them like he's doing other white people. See, these institutions were not built for us. Go look at the data. Don't believe me. Go look at the numbers. You have companies that literally have 80 managers and one of them might be black, maybe two. When I taught at Syracuse University, they'd had hundreds of professors go through that school, get tenure, get promotions, raises, all that. Not one of them was African American. These institutions lock us out. They lock us out. So we have to, the only solution for us is we must build our own institutions. If we do not build our own institutions, we will perish from the American economic system. And I'm not lying to you when I tell you this. Finance, that is my thing. I understand global economics. I understand economic warfare in a way that is beyond the comprehension of 99.9% of all people, because I spent 10 years studying this stuff, doing nothing but the highest level math equations to understand how money and finance works. So what I am telling you, and I want you to keep this in mind, you must find a way to have your own. You must teach your children to have their own. You must teach your children to think outside of the box and not follow the pathway that was given to them by somebody else. Especially not their oppressor. I mean, the brainwashing is real. The brainwashing is deep. So, let's be clear right now. So people don't run out here with this, nonsense misinformation. I am not telling you not to go, that going to college is a bad idea, or that your children shouldn't go to college. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that whatever you do, make sure you learn how to create your own and make sure you own something. People in America, the gap between the rich and the poor is driven primarily by stock market participation, which is not hard to do. We teach people how to do this in the Black Wealth Boot Camp, which is part of the Black Business School. Stock market participation, what that does is that has increased the gap between rich and poor, because rich people regularly put their money in the stock market, and since Obama was elected, especially, but even before then, the stock market has taken off like a rocket. So, I mean, you got to think different. If you just sort of think, okay, I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna go to this for-profit university that they've been advertising in my high school, and I'm gonna learn a skill so I can get a good job. You know what happens to the large percentage of those people? They end up walking away with with so much debt that they'll never repay it. So that means their credit is ruined. They'll probably never own a house. They'll probably never repay the debt, or there's a good chance they'll never own a house. I wouldn't say probably, but there's a very good chance. In fact, actually, when it comes to land ownership, I don't know if you know this, but Antonio More actually wrote an article on EUR Web about this, where he actually showed that the five richest white people in America own more land than the entire African American community combined. So any idiot that runs around saying reparations are not deserved is a liar. I mean, they just need to open a history book, a real history book, one that tells the truth, not misinformation, and they'll see the disparities that were created through theft. What I would just say is, make sure you think outside the box. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't sort of follow this sort of very programmatic pathway for your life, or let your children follow a programmatic pathway for life, because what will happen is they may back themselves into a corner that they can never get out of. And that's all I really wanted to share. I felt so bad for this poor woman. I know the depression. I remember feeling the depression. I remember going to this job every day, and literally either being sad about what I had to do, and wondering if I should be doing something different, or being so angry that I wanted to literally jump across the desk and choke somebody. And that's just not healthy for you. That stresses you out. That eats away at your physical and mental health. That's why you see a lot of black people that get hypertension, diabetes, strokes, heart attacks, all this stuff. You add that to a bunch of crazy soul food that we're trained to eat. It's just a bad combination. So find your way to happiness, whatever it takes. Remember, life is too short, so find a way to get the hell out of that situation. Go buy your freedom. I can tell you this last thing I'll say on this is when I used to work for other people, Monday mornings were not fun for me because I knew that it was just the beginning of the long week long dredge I was going through just so I could make sure I paid the bills. I was going to spend the whole week around people I don't like, being uncomfortable, wonder if I was going to keep my job or not, mad because I wasn't getting the promotions and the opportunities that the white guy down the hall was getting. And now, working for myself, Monday mornings are amazing for me. I love Monday mornings. Monday mornings are the days that are filled with endless possibilities. My energy level is incredibly high. I open the window, the sun shines in at my desk. I sit down, and, maybe in pajama pants or something. I start working, and and I love it. I love it. I tell you, I don't really have to deal with that many white people if I don't want to. It doesn't mean I don't like them. It just means that I can't. I'm not going to tolerate the racist treatment. And literally, I can't remember the last time I had to deal with a white man, during the day in a business capacity, especially a white man who had authority over me. Every now and then, a white guy might call and want to sell me something, and if it's good for my business, I'll consider it. I'll talk to him and see what service he's offering. But for the most part, but even in those situations, I'm the boss. I'm not the subordinate. So, at the end of the day, if you see the stuff that we're doing with the Black Wealth Boot Camp, the IntelligentBossMoves.com class I'm teaching with Damon Dash about how to be a boss, that's what this is all driven by. It's driven from the heart. It's not driven by anything else. You have to, in a way, blackness is one of those things where you have to live it to really understand it. People can read books about it, but until you've lived it, you don't know what we're talking about. Well, that's all I want to share with you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from the Black Wealth Boot Camp and Your Black World. Take care and God bless. I'm gone. Peace.